Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. I know I haven't been posting as much as I should, but to be honest, I was a bit with the flu and I'm back to extreme work. For you guys to have an idea, I've been working my entire Saturday and probably my Sunday and then go back at it throughout my next couple of weeks. So I hope you forgive me for that, and also working with fevers, etc. is not the best, but we grind our teeth and we keep moving forward. That's the way we do it over here. Now I wanted to take the time to pause and to look a little bit at the recent developments in the market. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to actually press the pause button, look at everything that has happened, because we are in this very fast-paced move, right? Like things are moving very quick, things are changing, moves are very aggressive, and it's easy for people to get lost and kind of confused and basically focus too much on the tree and miss the forest. So what we've been seeing is the following. We had the typical run-up into the Bitcoin halving back in March, as it was expected. We had the big post-halving correction, as it's expected. We had the optimism and, to some degree, a little bit of euphoria with Trump's election. And we have now, the unraveling of people planning to replicate 2021 going through the shitter, and basically people panicking over that fact. What do I mean by that? The idea, and I will show you my evidence, the idea was, okay, last time, 2021, which is where all the PTSD from people is coming, last time we went into the first quarter, did very, very well. Then April 2021, we had the Coinbase IPO. Bitcoin peaked on 19th of April at 65,000. Most altcoins peaked in May 2021. China rug pulls with the banning of crypto. Bitcoin drops to 29K in August of 2021. Then, with maximum leverage to the hill by the likes of Do Kwon, 3 Hours Capital, Celsius, BlockFi, Michael Saylor, blah, 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 we make a knee-jerk higher of 69,000, which is 6% above the April top, gets everybody long, and then we drop, and most of altcoins don't make new all-time highs. Some subsegments do, like NFTs. Some coins do, like Polygon, I think made a new all-time high back in January of 2022, something like that. But the vast majority peaked in May 2021. So this is what people remember. So the plan was, okay, I'm gonna start selling. I'm gonna catch that easy 10x in the first quarter of 2025. And I am going to start selling in January, February, March. And then I sell whatever I have left by April, and this way I'm out of crypto completely by end of Q1, early Q2, just like would be in a very good strategy back in 2021. You see, the issue is that everybody was planning for the same thing. If you look at 2017 had a jittery, a little bit tough start of the year. So January 17 was not easy. And the first half of February in particular was also not easy. But then the second half of February, and particularly March 2017, was amazing. Now, how can I say that everybody was preparing for the 2021 replication of the cycle? Because we now have the information how many leveraged longs got liquidated in this recent sell-off. More than $8 billion just across main exchanges. The biggest liquidation event ever for crypto, which means everybody was leveraged long to capture this final 10x expected maybe 5 times leverage. 5 times 10, you get 50, 50x, you go a long way. And of course, the market knows it, or the market makers, or the powers that be, or the matrix, or whatever you want to call it, knows it, and they need to get punished. Also, you had a lot of people coming in due to Trump's election, people that have no idea what crypto is, or many of them were actually against it. I have a few friends that are like that, by the way, so I'm not attacking people randomly. I'm actually talking also about my friends that come in very excited at the end, but they don't understand what cycles in crypto are and what it means to be down 80, 50, 60% in short time periods. So for them, it's very confusing. So you have and then the people that were planning to sell in Q1, even if they were not on leverage, they start saying, oh my God, I wanted to sell this quarter, but I wanted a 10x first. But now I'm not even sure I'm going to get a 10x. And I don't want to round trip these bags again. Let me sell whatever I have. And this is how you have these very damaging short-term corrections. These very scary, these very abrupt short-term selling and short-term crashes. And it pushed the crypto sentiment all the way to fear. Now, the last time we were in fear, under Free and Grid Index, it was September 2024. The beginning of September, I think, 5, 6, 7 September, something like that. Check what happened to crypto after that. Check what people were saying at the time, and check what happened to price after that. And you'll have your idea, probability or high probability of where things are going to move. Now, can you guarantee it? No. Just because it happened before, does it mean it's going to happen now? No. This is a game of probabilities. You do what you can to tilt the probabilities in your favor. Now, I've mentioned this before, and it's true. If Ethereum is below 4K or around 4K, give or take plus minus 2 or 3%, and give or take plus minus 5 days, then we start to do something that we've never done before in the cycle. If Ethereum is close above $4,000, we are pretty much following the 2017 fractal. Now, there are some upgrades to Ethereum coming. I think Ethereum could solve the issue that it's in by simply taxing way more the layer 2s. You see, the layer 2s have been inflating Ethereum and keeping a lot of the profits for themselves, basically removing the scarcity of Ethereum and taking their lunch money, if you will. Now, you need to understand, a person like Vitalik is not like you and me. He doesn't care so much about the dollars. He cares about development, the space progressing, etc. But the issue is by not taxing these layer 2s, a lot of the money is going into them, which are objectively worse than Ethereum from a security standpoint, are worse almost on every metric than Ethereum, except gas fees. That's pretty much it. Which means, even if Vitalik's vision is to build something for the world that is better, his lack of awareness on this particular subject, because money is not so much important to him, is actually driving users into these layer 2s, and lesser men are taking more of the cake with lesser products. So, of course, this is always subject to change, and in my view, sorry guys, there's a reason why BlackRock keeps accumulating Ethereum and why Trump keeps buying Ethereum. So he could be buying something else, but he didn't. Also, we had an event which is not very helpful on many things, which was the Trump coin. It basically, and the ecosystem that it damaged the most was Solana. If you look at meme coins in Solana, ever since Trump has came out and then Melania, you'll see how down those coins are. It's very brutal. Now, Solana is getting an ETF, or BlackRock is saying that an ETF is coming for Solana this month. Maybe that will help. Maybe that won't. We need to wait and see. Another thing that Ethereum has been fighting is the Grayscale Ethereum Trust selling, which was something we covered here in the channel quite a while ago. So a lot of Ethereum was locked up in that Grayscale that now becomes available to the market, and I think it has sold now $4 billion, so almost more than half, I think, of the entire thing. I really apologize, guys. Oh well. But that selling pressure is actually being quickly removed. We have FTX creditors about to get a lot of money in the next couple of weeks, starting, because it won't come all at once, it will be in cascades, but a lot of money will be received. Now, it's true that Solana doesn't have a Grayscale, but it has a lot of token unlocks, which at the end of the day mean the same thing. So a lot of people are saying, oh, now it's the time that Solana is going to pump to the moon and go to $1,000. I think it's likely that it goes to $1,000. My point with Solana versus Ethereum has never been Solana cannot go up in dollar terms. My point is, I think Ethereum will go up versus Solana when you measure from November 2024 until the end of the cycle. Now, another important factor to consider, and this is, once again, it just helps the probabilities or not. Cycles end up in maximum euphoria. Like, people are going wild. People are coming up with theories why this time is different. Instead of having the theories of negative prices, we start having the theories of infinite prices. A lot of positives are happening in the background. And by the way, let me talk a little bit about my core coins, my retirement coins, Pulse Chain, Pulse, PulseX, Hydron, Icosa, and Incentive Token. Richard, or the origin address, has basically removed a lot of the inflation from the protocols, and the coins have pumped quite nicely despite Ethereum going down. There's a big rumor that next week the SEC will sort out the issue with Pulse Chain. Let's see if that happens, which would remove a lot of the uncertainty. But Richard is moving, the chess pieces are being displayed, and it's going mostly unnoticed to the market, which is good. That represents opportunity. Opportunity is nothing more than information symmetry. You know stuff that most people don't, and you have the opportunity to act before the others. In crypto, there's only two things that I've seen working for people, for retailers. Number one, buy depression, buy cheap prices, buy things down 90% or 85%, and sell when people are calling for $10 billion a coin that is currently, 5 million market cap. So selling euphoria, buying depression seems to be, but in an asset with a real community, a growing community, like Andy and Hoppy and Boppy, for example. In my view, once again, I'm not here trying to incentivize you to do anything. I am making my own judgment. I am saying what I am thinking and what I am doing, not what you should be doing. There are many financial advisors and there are many of YouTubers with private groups that can sell you stuff. If you want people to tell you what to do, there's a lot of YouTube for you to pick from. So those meme coins like Hoppy and Andy have dropped 85% plus. And today they started going up despite Ethereum pretty much going nowhere. Last time Andy was down 85%, it ran off in a month to its all-time highs. Is that going to happen again? I don't know. I am just looking at the following things. Number one, there's a huge debt refinancing coming in June 2025, which are bonds from the US government that were issued in 2020 with very low interest rates. Two options: either you balloon the treasury deficit or you cut rates to refinance all that debt. In either case, liquidity goes up, currency debasement continues. Good for asset prices. That's the only thing I know. Then a lot of states in the US have been proposing, and in some cases approving, Bitcoin strategic reserves. It's good it's easier that we get a national Bitcoin strategic reserve or digital or crypto asset reserve, whatever, if the states have already laid the groundwork in a lot of places. And one of them is Texas, which is like, if it was a country, would be like the 8th largest country in the world. Then you have the president buying crypto, and you have BlackRock. I'm not making here comments on how good or bad BlackRock is. I'm just saying they're buying it. That's number 3. Then the market is in fear. Good. A lot of liquidations and people got destroyed, unfortunately, but good for the healthiness of the market. Worldwide liquidity is picking up as all the central banks are cutting rates. Good. Cryptos with real communities have been growing. Now, this is a key. Most people are not paying attention. Despite an 85% drop in things like Andy and Hoppy, their Telegram user base, their Twitter, their holders have either increased or kept the same. And the activity has remained very high. And the volume is higher. For example, in Hoppy, yesterday was close to $7 million, which is more than many coins worth 150 million plus market cap. So that's something that I'm also looking at. I would be concerned if Pepe and Ethereum were going up and these coins are not moving at all for extended periods of time. Then is a reason to be concerned. But if both things are dropping, like Ethereum and Pepe, then of course these two things will also drop. And I've said before, 85 to 90% drops in altcoins during bull markets happen. Live with it. Learn to turn your heart into stone when you look at things like that. But you'll see it in every cycle. Doesn't matter what it is. What else? What else is positive? Richard Hart doing some moves on the background. SEC, pro-crypto. Congress, pro-crypto. Elon Musk, pro-crypto. Vice President, pro-crypto. So a lot of things are happening in the background. But none of this matters for most people out there, because the color of the candles are red. As long as the color is red, none of this matters. Once the color is green, then all of this matters. So we just go to the opposite of the emotion. There's nothing we can do. I've said this before. How many times have I said this? You guys have been following me for a while. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Bull markets are much harder than bear markets. Bear markets is very easy. You go to a monthly chart of Bitcoin. You count to 8. Oh, there's 8 monthly red candles. Okay, or let's say you count 7, just to be on the safe side. Say, okay, 7 monthly red candles. Let me start looking over the next month for something so negative, something so bad, that it doesn't make me want to buy crypto ever again. Oh, FTX went bankrupt. Oh, fears of contagion. Oh, the SEC is coming after crypto. Oh, Peter Schiff is saying that this is a crypto extinction event. Okay, I saw what I wanted. If you buy anywhere in that area, within 3 months you're green and probably never red again. So it's very easy. Bull markets are much harder because you can have these drops of 35% in a week or in a weekend. You can have, in meme coins and altcoins, you can have 80% drops in over a week. And during the bull market, they will come back until one day they don't. Until one day, that 80% dip is really the last one. And it makes people guess and fear. And that's why it's so hard. Because, oh my God, was this the one? Was this the one? Did I miss it? Did I make a mistake? Am I going to round trip the bags? Should I sell here? So it's much, much harder to deal with. Now, to conclude this video, I wanted to answer a question that I had from my friend James. He was asking, will the Bitcoin strategic reserve be a buy the rumor, sell the news event? I think the announcement of the reserve will be very positive. The day of the actual purchase of Bitcoin into the reserve, or the day of the transfer of the already confiscated assets into the reserve, whatever, one of these. So the announcement, so to be clear, because I know that this is very confusing, in my view, the announcement will be very positive for price. And then I think a lot of countries will start to announce the same, and it's going to be positive, but with less impact than before. Why? Because as soon as the US does it, the market starts to price in other countries doing it. So this is the same thing with the ETFs. The first Bitcoin ETF announcement was very big. The second one, big but less. The third one, big but less. And eventually, after a while, a lot of companies were posting Bitcoin ETF announcements, and you don't care anymore. Same thing with on the negative side, with the zombie virus. In the beginning, every news would drop the stock market 10%. After a while, the news don't even do anything anymore, because the market has already priced in those future negative news. So, the first announcement from the US, for example, will be very good. The second will be good. The third will be good. The fourth will be less good. The fifth will be less good. And after the point, it means nothing. What could be the top is if the bill says something like this: starting 1st of October 2025, we're going to start purchasing or allocating the Bitcoin that we already have, or the crypto that we already have, to a specific reserve. And tada, this is the day where we are buying or allocating the whatever. That day is the top, or has a very high potential to be the top. Does it need to be the top? Not necessarily. It can be or it can't be. Difficult to say. So I hope that, in my view, that's what's going to happen. It's the same thing with if you look at 2021, right? The announcement of the Coinbase IPO was well received. The day of the IPO was the top. Look at 2017. The day of futures being announced for Bitcoin was very bullish. The day that actually those futures start trading was the top. I think it's going to be something like this. And with that, guys, I really apologize for my coughing. It's been really, really tough, but I wanted to make this video. I hope you do enjoy the content. Drop that like and subscribe, and I hope to be in better shape in the next few weeks. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your patience.